Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, a discussion of diverse culture and HBCU. My name is Steve Stevens II. I currently serve as the coordinator for Degree Life and Community Service. We have a great panel tonight. Let's talk about their experiences in the story of our college and university. We'll start with introductions to my father.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adalia Ramirez. I'm currently a senior here at Bowie State University. And I was, dang, I'm so sorry. Do we just start from the very beginning or?
We're live.
Okay. And I'm also interest lady of Sigma Lambda Gamma.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jose Romero. I am a spring 2020 graduate of Bowie State University. I was an education major here. Um, and yes, it's nice to meet everyone. Oh, also part of Group 5 Group Social Fellowship Incorporated and the Hispanic group Raices, is what I used to be part of here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deja Phillips. I'm a senior from Baltimore County, and I am also an interest lady of Sigma Lambda Gamma National Sorority Incorporated.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daisy Ramos. I'm from PG County. I'm a senior here at PG State University. I'm also interest lady of Sigma Lambda Gamma.
Great job. So we will go ahead and pop over to what's inside our bags. We'll get started with our community.
Mm.
All right. So first question you always have is why you tell me about the background of yourself and your family, heritage, culture, where you born here, where you born abroad. We'll start from on the you want to jump in.
Okay. So I was born and raised here in PG County. I'm Latina, of course. My dad is from Mexico and my mom is from El Salvador. I grew up basically just only talking Spanish in my house. Um, yeah, so I was really accustomed to only speaking Spanish in the household. But basically English is my first language, but I started off only speaking Spanish. Um, so yeah.
I was born here in Prince George's County as well, born and raised from Prince George's County. But my family is from El Salvador, so that makes me a Latino American or Hispanic American. My family is very Catholic, so they have a lot of they believe in a lot of Catholic beliefs, um, and so do I. So I carry a lot of their religious beliefs onto myself. Similar to Idalia, uh, when I was very young, started off on Spanish. Didn't like I knew English, but it wasn't my primary language. Then I started speaking English once I got into elementary school, middle school, and it became my primary language. But I've always speaking Spanish, and it's one of my favorite things to do, simply because it's a way, especially when talking to other Spanish people, other Latino people. I feel like we just connect better than if we were just talking English. So yeah.
For me, I was born here. Both my parents were born here. However, on my dad's side of the family, his parents, my grandparents, were both born in Trinidad. So that's where I definitely get my Caribbean background. Also, that family is Puerto Rico. And then as far as speaking Spanish, my Spanish is okay. It's definitely not fluent at all. However, my grandfather does speak fluent Spanish, but when he moved back to Trinidad and he's not here anymore, I didn't have anyone to speak it to. So that's kind of where I lost track of that. But other than that, as far as my mom's side of the family, they're from down south and like Mobile, Alabama, Mississippi. So just a lot of mixed cultural backgrounds on my side.
That was Hispanic.
Yeah.
So that kind of is a big, it's not within their lives in the Caribbean and the world is black. But there are a lot of different races and cultures inside the Caribbean. So it's cool to hear that you're not all Trinidad.
Sure, definitely.
I'm also raised here in PG County. My parents are from Guatemala. My first language was Spanish, the first language I was taught. I started learning English when I started going to school. Um, my parents, I'm the first generation of my parents to even, attend a university. My parents, when they came here, my dad was 21 and my mom was 20. Um, they, came here to give us a better life, me and my siblings a better life and a better future. Started off living in one bedroom apartment when it was 15 of us. And now we, have overcome a lot of situations. Now my dad is an owner of his own house. We have a nice house with, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So we here to make, I'm here to make history and give them a better life.
So when you learn English in school, did you find it more difficult? Like, did your classmates hard on you? Did they really not know English? Like, all that?
It was difficult, because again, I was the first generation, so my parents had no idea of like of English at all. So I was basically learning on my own with books that my mom used to buy from either a thrift store or when people used to give her books for me to read, learn my alphabet, learn my vocabulary. I used to get bullied a lot in kindergarten because I never really interacted with any other students because I didn't know how to speak English that well. So by the time, even my mom, she started also learning her English by also teaching me and also reading books with me. Um,
And what would you say you kind of got comfortable with?
I would say I got comfortable like as soon as I entered the first grade. Because I picked it up really well. My mom, she loved putting like Barney, and so I started learning my English just by seeing Barney songs or listening to even like the English radio. That's all, and I picked it up really fast. And after that, it was more like me teaching her instead of her teaching me. So it worked out.
So I said, you all did good, you did. I'm enjoying a lot over here. So next question. Why did you all choose to do this?
Well, I'll start with this one. Well, the primary reason as a senior in high school, coming to come to Bowie State, I had a sister here who was same degree as me. So once I got here, that was my primary reason of coming here. But I also want to add on to this. One of the reasons why I stayed here at my freshman year, is because it kind of felt like home, even though it is an HBCU and I am Hispanic, and even though, like I said, I am Hispanic, I grew up in Prince George's County, so all my life I went to school with predominantly African Americans or a predominantly other race, and Hispanics were always a group that had people in my school, but it wasn't like the dominant race or culture. So once I got here, it kind of felt the same, even though there's not many Hispanics. But at least my freshman year, there weren't that many Hispanics. But I still felt like home because it is Prince George's County. It is a place that I lived in my entire life. So, I came here because of my sister, but I stayed because of the family. So that's how I feel.
The reason why I chose Bowie State University was I transferred from Princeton Community College, and one of my professors there, Dr. Williams, who I took TV production class with, she highly recommended Bowie State University. Um, not out of me attending her class, not knowing why she recommended it, but she said, they have a awesome mass communications program. You do great, the professors there will really help you, especially in the the major field that you're in. So because of her push, because of her telling me to go to State University, that's why I chose this school. And like Jose said, I felt like home because I was also born here in Bowie College, and when I was in school, elementary school, middle school, high school, I would attend school with a lot of multicultural students. So it feels like home here, and I'm very glad that I listened to my professor back at Christian Community College, and she gave me that push to come here.
What's your major again?
Mass communication.
What's your ultimate goal?
Well, my ultimate goal is to work in the media production field, which is Plan A. Plan B is to work as a producer and work for any television company, but mostly focusing on Plan A, which is the media marketing field.
For me, I was offered a lot of scholarships here at Bowie State University, which was like something big for me because even then I'm a first generation college student. So like getting the opportunity to go to a university was a very big deal to me and my family as well. Another thing I really liked was the fact that um, I was kind of indecisive in high school in regards to what my major would be coming into the university. So I was in between nursing and business. So I ended up deciding on nursing, and a lot of people had told me that the nursing program here at Bowie State was really good. So I guess that kind of just like sealed the deal for me basically. So yeah.
So next question, you are on campus. What are the first things that you noticed? What stuck out to you the most?
All the vibes,
Positive
all the
vibes.
vibes, the high energy. Everyone was so welcoming. They were giving us tours around all the buildings. They were pretty much explaining, this building's like this, this building is like this, and they were just so open and welcoming to everybody. And that's, the one thing I liked as soon as I stepped on campus.
I gotta say, similar response to her. It was very welcoming here. People interacted with me. They didn't just leave me alone. They didn't just, let me be me. They interacted to make sure I knew where I was going. They made sure I knew what building was what. And I think one of the big factors, like I said mentioned before, was how similar the students here were to students or were to classmates that I've had through elementary, middle, and high school. There was not much of a difference. So if you're like me, who is Hispanic or Latino, and you come from Prince George's County or an area in Maryland that you're not the dominant, culture, when you come here, it's like at first you're like, I don't see many people like me, but then when you start interacting with with the students and everyone else, you see that they're more similar to you than they are different, and that was really big for me. I didn't meet anyone who was, discriminating against me or any of that. I met everyone with positive vibes and energy, so that's something that I really like.
Just to piggyback off of what they said, for me, it was honestly the intimacy of the campus. I just like the closeness, how everything was. Plus, I just didn't want a big university because honestly, I'm really bad. But other than that, yeah, I love the family environment, and that's honestly another reason why I chose to go.
So moving to the next question. What was the moment that you realized that culturally things were different than what you were used to when you first got there? So as I said, it took a little while for you to learn about it. When you first got on campus, it was like, whoa, like, this is new. What was that moment for you?
Well, for me personally, like I said, it was more my freshman year when I was came on campus. I was new to the scene. Before I really started meeting people, the first thing I really noticed was that I was one of the only, if not the only, Hispanic kid in my class, at least. And it was cool. I wasn't like really mad about that or angry. But that's one of the first things that I did notice. I'm the only Hispanic kid, and usually, in high school especially, yes, I said that we had we weren't the dominant culture, but we still had a good amount of people that I could, you know, look at and be like, oh, you look like me, or you're from the same culture as me. We're able to connect more easily. So, yes, I still made connections at the end of the day with many people here at the school, but I think with Hispanic people and Latino people, because I'm from that same culture, when I connect with them, it's like on a whole nother level simply because we share the same culture and beliefs. Um,
So, for instance, I am third generation. My grandfather,
mhm.
my father's an American. So it's like when I came on campus, I knew what to expect when I saw fraternity and sorority. But for you, not number one, being this culture, number two, your first generation college.
Yes.
So what was it like to see that part of the culture, like the marching band, fraternities and sororities, the social scene? What was that like?
Well, for the marching band, I used to play band, so I used to play trombone in the band, I should say. So I kind of like in high school, I kind of felt that energy. I liked the energy, but like Mr. Stevens said, the fraternity and sorority scene was a little different for me. Um, Obviously, we all get, stereotypes from movies and the internet, whatever we hear from whatever happens from whatever frat or sorority. So I kind of came in with the same mindset. Frats are up to no good, pretty much. But once I really understood it, did my research, did what I had to do, I realized that it can not only influence me but grow me. So, that was something that was different to me, that was new to me, and I did look at it a different way at first. But like I said, through connections with people and meeting, teachers, administration, I realized, and after my research, I realized fraternity and sorority life here, could definitely grow me into would, to a better person than I would be without it. So that's how I viewed it after a while.
What was the opposite moment? So when you knew you were comfortable, you were like, yeah, I see myself here. I know you kind of covered that, like lady, when you came over and said, you know what, like this is home. I really enjoy being here. What was that moment?
For me, it was definitely once, cause I'm naturally a shy person. So freshman year, I was really shy. Like was kind of reserved. I wouldn't really like go out my way to speak to people. People would like come speak to me, and like yeah, it would be nice. But I think sophomore year was when I really started to open up to people. I would go approach people and like build a conversation with them and try to like build a relationship. But I want to say the peak of where I really felt at home, I was like, I really like it here. Like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Would be once I got into the nursing program, and once I started to stay on campus a lot more. So, not necessarily for events, but I would just say mostly like in regards to studying. Like, I would have like study buddies, and we would be like on campus and like go out to eat, like at the student center and stuff like that. So I feel like once you really started to build relationships with people, for me personally, like with my like friends in the nursing program, or like just when I was taking general education classes as well, I really felt like I love it here. Like yeah.
You're mid Bible. Go ahead and finish.
Um, I think for me, it was honestly from the beginning, but when I really started to feel like I found my purpose here, when I changed my major, I was a bio major and changed in the middle of my sophomore year, and I just wasn't happy with the bio major. I felt like I was doing it to the point where just because I saw all my friends doing it. So once I changed to criminal justice in the middle of my sophomore year, and I started to build that rapport with my professors and other colleagues, that's where I really felt like.
To be with me, when I one of our other sisters named Natalie, she approached me and MLK voting and was basically telling me about the story. So I would say like when I started being more interested in the story is where I felt like this is home. When she approached up to me, she said, "Hey, we have this upcoming sorority that we're trying to build here in university. We're trying to look for more, multicultural girls to join." And when she approached me and was basically telling me about the sorority,
can I just add on something to that? A specific moment where I felt at home. I'll tell you. It was my freshman year. It was towards the end, so my second semester. I just learned about Raices. If you don't know what Raices is the Hispanic organization here. They were new as well. They weren't, I think that was their first year active on campus. So once I went to one of their events, or one of their food tastings to be exact, um, I saw how many people showed up, and I'm like, oh, people like food, so that's why they showed up. But then people started asking, not only the Raices members questions, they started coming up to me and asking because they thought I was part of the org. It was like, yo, what was that food y'all had out there? Or what was this? What was that? Where you from? And what do you celebrate? And I'm like, wow, people are actually like, they're really interested in our culture. And that's when I first realized, you know, Bowie State, yes, I'm not, everyone else doesn't look like me, but that doesn't mean we all can't get along. That doesn't mean they can't, like the things I like in my culture and vice versa. It doesn't mean I can't like the things they like in their culture. So that event right there showed up to me that, Bowie State really likes my culture and maybe I can, help spread it here. So.
Let's build on that. So, give me some other cultural exchange moments that you all may have had that you thought were like really cool. So maybe, somebody exchanged some music with you, or maybe you went to a friend's house and had a meal that you might not have a friend at your house, and then had a meal there. Give me some other cultural exchange moments you thought you all were really cool that you've been in.
I start. I know I just speak. So one thing that was really cool was the ASA events. I know they're called DOA now, which is the African Student Association or the Descendants of Africa now. Um, and I liked a lot about their music. Their music was, I found I had a lot of rhythm. It was great. It was upgoing. It made me feel good. So now I listen like on a regular to a lot of Afro music. I'm not gonna lie. Just whether I'm just hanging out, working out, just doing whatever, I like that type of music now. So because I opened myself up to another culture, I found something that I like that I personally listen to, if not on a daily basis, almost every other day. That was one.
I have another question for Gaia, Jose, today. So you all were lucky enough to attend the lead conference, Latinx conference in New York that was sponsored by a multicultural affairs department within the University of Pennsylvania. And you all just kind of give me a summary of what that did for you all. Not only going to the conference and representing the university, being able to go to another six community conference, speak to other students, and look like you about the
Mm.
university.
For me, it was a big deal for me because like in high school, the whole population was basically like Latinos, or African American students. So once we got to the location, it was something very familiar to me. It just felt like I was back in high school, like, but not in a negative way, of course. Um, so it was really inspiring to hear all the talks that they had and like hearing stories not only from like the lead speakers there, but also from others like students like us basically who told us their experience at their universities or their colleges or like things that they faced that kind of like helped them grow in their identity as a Latino woman or man. So it was just very inspiring to me, to be honest.
Um, for me, I love the conference in general, but honestly, my favorite part was I think before going to the community college and speaking as far as our experience from HBCU. Because honestly, I just love doing that, just talking from my experience and things like that. Because I would want, I wish somebody was there to do that for me when I was trying to decide on what college I wanted to go to. So I just love being able to do that.
To piggyback off what Deja said, the first part when we went to the college to talk about our experiences was, like she said, was really great in my opinion. I didn't have anyone come from Bowie to talk about how good Bowie is, so it's really nice to go out and kind of tell people, Bowie's this type of school. It's a great school to come to. Once you get on campus, it's like a family. That was really great. And the conference itself, what I really enjoyed, other than seeing people who looked like me and who listen to the same music as me and all that type of stuff. Um, One of the best things is seeing that not only Bowie State but universities across the country are really pushing for more diverse aspects in their campuses. And this conference just proves it. You had universities from all over the country come together and kind of learn, how to run an organization, how to run events, how to sponsor your events, all that type of stuff. As a freshman in college, when I came here as a freshman, I joined organizations late in my freshman year. I didn't know that. I was still learning how to put in a simple space request. So to go to a conference like that and learn so many different strategies, how you could get things done was like really satisfying to me to know that, yes, I'm an alumni now, but to know the people after me will hopefully have the same opportunity to go and learn and take it back to campus here and use that to grow the culture and to grow the organization as much as possible. So it was great. It was great.
I'm really proud of you all. You all represented very well. That's why I gave Jose the nickname the mayor. He just came in and really ran
Yeah.
everything. Popular guy there. The ladies did exceedingly well, so that was a great moment for us. Thanks to all of us, both our cultural program for their sponsorship.
Yeah.
This is a great segue. So next question. What has becoming active in your respective organizations done for you personally and helped you grow as a student during your time here?
Mm. I'll start for this. I think the biggest thing for me is awareness of my culture. With not only with Groove by Groove, but Raices. I'm able to spread my culture and what I like and share it with people who may like it or who may not like it, and see if they like it, if they want to come celebrate, if they want to come participate. So yeah, that's my answer.
Um, I think for me, I know Dahlia mentioned it earlier in one of the questions, but I kind of similar to Dahlia. As far as being very shy and not as outgoing as I am now, I'm still not very outgoing, but I've definitely grown in that aspect as far as becoming a student leader around others. So I definitely have the opportunity for us to be my SLP.
I can agree with Deja as well because my first year here at Bowie State University, I was also very shy and I wasn't really talking to anybody. Until then, unfortunately, started asking questions and small talk. But again, when I started with the meetings of sorority, that's when I started becoming more, trusting with the girls and also with like the students as well. So I believe it's because of when we all started with the sorority. I felt that it made me grow more as a student here.
Um, for me, I guess just being a part of the associate chapter of Sigma Lambda Gamma here at Bowie State University, basically I really felt like I said before, and Deja had also mentioned, I feel like I came out of my shell. Like I took on I wouldn't say a lot more leadership, but I did feel like I did kind of have a voice, and I kind of was able to. I don't I don't know how to explain it, but it just I felt like in my head, I feel like I did grow as a leader, and I kind of did help a couple people out as well. So yeah.
All right. Then, very last question. Does your organization's mission or vision differ from your family values and views? And I'll break that down. So, for instance, when you tell me about your family being Catholic, I know that Lou has heavily faith-based values. So, could you explain how that looks like what you learned in the fraternity versus what you learned?
Well, what I learned from home, I thought was the ultimate truth growing up until I got into high school and college. I'm a history major, so I will look back into history and see certain, like read about certain events and things that happened, and I kind of formed my perspective like that. So when Groove came around, and like Mr. Stevens says, they have their comedic values and beliefs. Um, I really respected that because I understood what those comedic values and beliefs really meant to not only groups but to people around the world, especially people who are from Egypt. So yes, Catholicism and Kemetic views can be viewed as different. But like I said, once I started learning about past events in history in college, I kind of formed my own perspective. Not saying I just totally forgot about my family values, but I kind of said, you know what? Maybe I could view it as this instead of that. So, I learned to build my own perspective through college. And once I joined my organization, it just helped me, grow into a person who understood that there's different perspectives around the world. So you can't fault no one for believing one thing over the other.
I agree with Jose and all because I also am Catholic. Um, even though we just started with the religion of of, of Catholic, like growing up, we weren't considered as Catholic. We never went to church. We would go to church like once in a year or something like that. But when my parents started going to church, and also started take us when we started growing heavy with the religion, it changed by the way how we live, how we do things now. It is like what Jose was saying, like you can't blame a person for believing one thing or another. My parents are super strict with, our religion and everything like that. So they made sure that we also had the same education when it came to religion and not disrespect any type of like, um, how can I say, any type of, like not make anything that a person as a Catholic would do, like step outside the box of a Catholic, but go like in high school, like and even coming here, I was just view things differently because you can't just view it one way without having an open mind and believing in other people's religion as well. So I definitely agree on what Jose said. It also touched me coming from also like a Catholic background. And even when I would go visit my grandparents in Guatemala, they're really strict with the religion. Grandfather, he considers himself as a Roman Catholic, so
Mm.
he's very strict. With me wearing makeup, me wearing like dresses, they have to be like below the knees. Um, so yeah. So again, I agree with Jose's comment.
Last question. For a student maybe interested in attending Bowie State, what are some words of wisdom that you would give? This is all. Everybody's ready.
For me, I think it would be honestly, don't be afraid to create your own path. Because I think, at least that's how it was for me, especially my senior year. I was just like, my mindset was, okay, graduate in 4 years, get your degree, and move on with your life. But my mom had to sit me down one day and was like, these are so many years of your life that you will never get back. So you need to live it to the fullest, even if that means getting your own job, creating something that wasn't already there, leaving your footprint on campus. That would be my life.
Well, I want to say this too, and this goes for people in my culture and people really in general, but I'm speaking to my culture. If you have a dream, right, and you want to accomplish that dream, and coming to an HBCU, you look at it, you're hesitant because there's not people like you there. You you may not ever really grow enough to achieve that dream. So if you're afraid of coming here, then you're going to be afraid of different challenges along the way to reach your dream. So if you could come here and take this challenge on, take when I mean challenge, fight your fear, your hesitation, whatever you're feeling about coming here for many different reasons. Fight that, come here and see how great it is. You will really grow not only to a person you thought you would be, but to a person you never thought you could reach. So that's just, yeah, don't be afraid to grow.
I would say don't be afraid. Especially step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid of attending an HBCU. There's a lot of people out there honestly who would stop you and put any type of you know front of me just for you not to come to me. And there's nothing wrong with NPHC. I think, for Latinos or any other culture, there's nothing wrong with saying NPHC. Like, it feels great, honestly, being a part of an HBCU family. So for me, don't be afraid. Take the challenge, step out of your comfort zone, because you will never be successful if you don't make any mistakes.
Oh, so my words of wisdom, I would just say, just come to Bowie. Like, you're gonna like it. It's just, I don't know, you're gonna like it. At first, of course, you are gonna be timid, you know. I mean, we do have like stay like orientation days where you do get to meet with people. Like, you have the ones where you stay overnight, like the weekend ones, and you have like the 9 to 5 ones as well. But I mean, in the beginning, of course, you're gonna be nervous, but you have to realize everybody else is nervous as well. So just go to that event, talk to that girl, talk to that guy. You know, just like everybody says, step out your comfort zone and just come to Bowie. So.
Have them be obvious of everybody. Thank you all for your participation. I'm going to make this an ongoing series, so we may see the great things we did. And then make sure you check out the YouTube channel for the full. And we'll also have some highlights on social media, some quick things classes. But again, thank you all for attending. You have a great evening.
It's always difficult to duplicate what you did the year before, and actually we did it a step better because we finished undefeated. But it takes a lot of leadership from the upperclassmen and the coaching staff because we didn't look at the championship we won in 2018. We was fighting to win the championship in 2019. So that was the whole mindset going into the year, taking it day by day, game by game to try to get better each day. But there's definitely a different challenge for sure, and these guys persevered and got it done.
Listen to me. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. Listen to me, I'm telling you as I leave. Problem with most of you, you never felt no pain before. Y'all spoiled. Y'all spoiled. Some of y'all spoiled. Just bottom line. Your parents have done everything for you. You never had to do nothing for yourself. You're spoiled. We're going to keep it real tonight. Some of you are spoiled brats. Every time you ever got in trouble, somebody in your house got you out of it. Every time you've done something you're not supposed to do, people say, Eric, your mother's a tyrant. You're right. She kicked me out. You're right. She's mean, but she developed a man because she put me out there and said, you're going to have to grow up. And some of you have never learned to grow up. And so every time something get hard, you quit, you call mama. I dare you to take a little pain. I dare you. I dare you not to go home. Somebody said, I don't go home, I feel bad. Go through it. You ain't gonna die. At the end of pain is success. You're not gonna die because you're feeling a little pain. I'm not eating like I eat at home. That's why you're about to go to the next level, because if you keep eating like you ate at home, you'll keep being a boy or a girl. It's time to become man, woman. You have to give it everything you got. Get off the phone. I'm sorry, I'm not available until the end of this year. You've reached the right number, but you called me at the wrong time. I'm about to get busy now. Huh? Stop being afraid to go to college because your daddy didn't go and your mama didn't go. But listen to me, it's going to be hard. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree, but I got it. And guess what? On a degree, it don't have dates. So if it took you 4 and it took me 12, it don't show up nowhere. But I'm exactly where I want to be because I realized I got to commit my very being to this thing. I gotta breathe it, I gotta eat it, I gotta sleep it. And until you get there, you'll never be successful in life. But once you get there, I guarantee you, the world is yours.
Just finished running the Bowie State University 2020 virtual 5K. Just want to thank everyone who participated virtually in our 5K event this year. We were a little worried with everything that's going on, if we were going to be able to pull the event off, but we're definitely glad that everyone, still decided to sign up and participate virtually. We understand that these are very trying times that we're in right now, and we just pray that everyone is staying safe and doing what they have to do to try to get us through to the other side of this so we can get back to some sort of normal. We're looking forward to whenever they allow us to play football again. you know, to be able to go out and represent you guys well and hopefully defend our 2019 CIAA championship. Again, thank you for everybody for participating. I hope that you all staying safe. Thank you.